quiet on the set?
Yeah, the time has come for me to tell you what happened when Surge Realty got evicted. Or did we get evicted if we're subleasing?
What happened March 21st, 2026?
Well, let me take you back to what the setup was before. I had my office. Surge Realty had their office inside the prestigious, amazing building at the Post Houston downtown, in the heart of downtown Houston. And we was there leasing for 2 years. Our lease was coming up, so I was looking for another place. I had to relocate and move our office to East Downtown Houston. So at the time, I was looking at different areas. We carry a different culture at Surge, so I wanted something cool, hip, that fit our brand. And Edo was the best spot. But on top of all that, my idea was to be in the middle of the World Cup, because the World Cup was happening. So February of 2026, we moved into this new place. I posted a video advertising the new office that we moved into in East Downtown Houston. Everybody knows about this, hence why now I have to tell the story of what happened, 45 days later.
What happened March 21st, 2026?
So that day, I was out in Fredericksburg. We had our first company retreat in Fredericksburg, in the Wine Hill country. And man, it was good. It was the first time ever doing that. We got there Friday, the day before it all went down. Saturday morning, we're up. There's video of me banging on doors, waking up agents, getting ready to have the sponsors start teaching their class. Because there is an educational piece to this whole retreat. Sarah Springer, which, you'll hear her story on her side, she's getting ready to teach a class, or is teaching a class. And in the corner of my eye, I see Lynn, and Lynn is just panicking. She has this face, cold face, just like worried. And I'm like, Lynn, what's up? And she's like, hey, did you get the email? Or can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, I'm good, we're getting ready. I got about 30, 35 agents in front of me getting ready that woke up early to, take on these classes. She has something to tell me. So then, I end up getting up in the middle of class, and then I go to Lynn. That's when she told me that we got an email from our leaseholder that we have to vacate the office by Monday, literally in the next 24, 48 hours, or else we lose our stuff. And when she tells me that, my heart dropped. I froze.
What was going through your mind in that moment?
When she delivered that news to me, I went back to my seat, right? I had to put my face, because the show still was continuing. We're in the middle of our retreat, educational session. Mind you, we have a whole day planned out to go to a winery and then give out our awards for our top 2025 agents. So I come back, sit in my seat, and just to paint you a picture of what I felt, what I was going through, I literally felt how President Bush felt when he got the news that the Twin Towers were hit, or a plane flew into the Twin Towers, and he was reading a book to the kids, and he had to keep his face and continue the show because it was just so real. So that's how I felt, not to that magnitude, but just to give you an idea how I felt. So once I received the news during lunch break, I went to the front of the house. A lot of people don't know this. Well, no one knows this. And I went to the front of the property where we were staying at up in Fredericksburg. And I called my wife and I told her what just happened and the email that I received. And she actually flipped it around and she turned it into a positive thing. She mentioned that this is God's plan, and this is a retreat. So why not flip it back and open yourself and make yourself, humanize yourself, and tell them, hey, this would just happen. And just tell them what would they do or what would they want. So then you could go back to Houston, obviously take out your stuff and move out, but then do the next plan or the next move based on the feedback you get from them. So then I went back in, kept on the day. We did a bunch of activities. We had a great time. We gave out our awards later on that night during dinner outside. Then that's when guys, before we go on and end the night, after everyone received the awards, I want to tell you something real that just has happened to me literally this morning. And I'm going to share with you guys because, we're brothers and sisters. I want to put down the walls, the broker agent wall down, and just tell you guys, what will you do in this situation?
Even though your wife gave you the advice, were you still hesitant to let your agents know?
No, I think once she told me and she painted the picture, it was perfect, because it couldn't happen anywhere better than on a company retreat. The whole point of a retreat is to bond, to connect, and build relationship and build that culture and the bond that, we've built in the last 5 years. And then here the tables has turned for myself to make myself vulnerable and, bring that, news to the agents. I mean, and honestly, going back to the story, I had Sarah Springer, who's going to share her side. I gave her the phone and told her, read the email. And all I remember is her staring at me straight up like, Rob, are you fucking kidding me? Takes off her glasses, gets up. Do you sure you want me to read this email? I was like, yes, I'm good. I already moved on from that, news. And then she started reading the email and everybody's face just like, it was just like, what? And the good thing is that, and I told them, we're not going out of business. It's just, these are the things that happen when you're subleasing from a workspace. So if you're a broker or you're just an entrepreneur leasing from a workspace, just know if they're behind rent and they're not telling you, you could get evicted and kicked out.
Where were you March 21st, 2026?
I was actually on a retreat with Surge Realty. I was one of the sponsors. There was this huge house with a pool. We rented it.
So there was a dinner at night and there was a moment where Rob hands you the phone. What does he want you to do?
So when Rob handed me the phone, I had no idea what was going on. I didn't get any knowledge of anything. He just literally handed it to me and I was really nervous because this is a really nice dinner. There was wine and catered steak. He just threw me the phone and was like, read this email. I didn't know if it was good news or bad news. I think initially I looked at the wrong email. He's like, not that one, this one. And then I read the email to all of the agents at Surge Realty.
And what did the email say?
The email was basically eviction notice, effective immediately. You're evicted. By the way, you have to have all of your stuff out Monday by 5 p.m.
When you were reading the email, what were you reading and what were the agents saying?
Well, when I read the email, it was just basically saying eviction notice, which hello, everyone's in real estate. So an eviction notice is kind of serious. And then how everyone was reacting was just oh, what, when, da da da. And I think everybody was thinking that's not real, or what do you mean? Or why would that even be happening?
What were your thoughts to the email that you were reading?
My thoughts were were wanting me to read it right now. We were literally at a dinner to celebrate the success of Surge Realty, the success of all of the agents, recognizing just top performers and everyone's hard work. We're on this beautiful retreat in Fredericksburg. So it's the vibes are just positive and exciting. I was just really surprised that he would have the guts. I don't know. I feel I know other people and lots of people that wouldn't have shared that to everyone, so vulnerable, so raw, so in the moment. To me, it was really surprising. But at the same time, I kind of get it because you get Rob and he's just real and it is what it is, and he's just gonna be honest, heart on his sleeve. But I was still really surprised that he would actually share it in that moment especially.
Did you have any idea what was going on during the class when Edlin pulled aside Rob to show him the email?
Literally no idea. And that is what was so freaking crazy to me personally, because we were basically teaching agents ins and outs. They're all excited, they're engaged, they're asking questions, and all of a sudden, yes, I see Lynn come and take Rob. I literally didn't think anything of it, kept, presenting as usual. Later that day, we go literally to a freaking wine tasting. Everybody was drinking wine, smiling, having a good time. When I tell you, nobody knew anything because that was all during the day. And it was not until dinner that night, and then boom, it comes out. And the fact that they knew until they knew that morning at 10 a.m. and then it was revealed at 8 p.m. Wild work.
Can you explain to us the reactions that your agents had when she read that email?
Man, it was funny because looking around, mind you, if you see the video, you could see that, there's everybody's kind of on the oval, and I'm looking at everybody and I'm panning, my head and looking at everybody's faces, and their face was just but then I love the reaction. That's the part that hit home. and seeing the agent saying, you know what, Rob, whatever you decide to do, we support you, we're behind you, we trust you in the decision you make for us, for you and your family, we're with you, that took it to another level. And honestly, I mean, it could have happened anywhere else. And you know, I want to say I'm glad it happened then and there, because it was the perfect time to make myself look human, right? This broker, CEO, owner, Rob the TX Realtor on social media, top guy, versus these are the things, day-to-day things I deal with and decisions I have to make for a group of people, a large group of people. It was good. And I love the reaction that I got from everybody else and the support that I got. It was beautiful.
So now that your weekend is over and you're heading back to reality, back home, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What are your plans?
It was crazy. So, you know, me being the competitive person I am, I decided to go back and start searching. I mean, shout out to Lynn. Lynn put her big boy pants on, did another move, because she helped me move from the post to the new place in Edo. And now we got to pack up my truck and move out before 6 o'clock Monday. So we get back, we're sweating, it's hot as hell. We pack up the truck, we move our stuff, we pretty much move on.
Man, today was, it was interesting. It's March 23rd. I just got back from Fredericksburg. We just hosted our first annual retreat, company retreat out in Fredericksburg. Got back yesterday, and today's Monday, and they gave me up till 6 o'clock today to move out. And I just got back yesterday. And I was supposed to be working from home, but instead I was moving. As you can see, the plants in the back, the yellow couches for the content. And I'm doing this more so you guys can see I am a human being. I am just like you guys, just trying to figure out things. And, you know, obviously being a CEO, owner, broker, leader, you get thrown, a lot of things gets thrown at you. But I do want you guys to know, like, hey, it's okay. I could go get mad, complain, bitch about the whole situation, but instead I saw it as an opportunity. I was like, you know, to reset, especially coming out of retreat, because I think God has a different plan.
And then literally that same week, I'm looking at places, I'm searching, and man, the prices that I was getting for, you know, for a commercial space, you know, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month for a small little place, and then they want you to commit for 2 to 3 to 5 years, and it was just like, I wasn't feeling it, right? So yeah, so then after that, you know, I just started kind of trying to see what the other options we had, and then I came to a conclusion, was just like, you know what, we don't need an office space. I was then seeing, during that whole time, me searching for the next office, I was spending more time with my agents in different places than at the office. And for you brokers out there, you know your biggest overhead is a brick and mortar, an office space. And when you know your agents are not going or taking advantage of the office space, I mean, where you could use that money and put it back in the business in other ways, like doing a company retreat or doing more extravagant events, you know, I just decided that was the best option. And honestly, it's a gift and a curse at the same time. I'm glad it happened the way it did. It couldn't be any better.
So now with Surge not having an office, what is next for Surge Realty?
So now with us not having an office, and here's the thing, let's just be honest with you, the tables have turned. People now want us to be at their office, right? So they want us to use their conference room. We got builders, vendors, we got friends, families that I have built relationship along the way that they, you know, are offering, you know, us using their conference room, their office space. So the tables has turned now. So rather than having this overhead, now people are opening the doors. And I'm telling you, I have a list of people that want us to be at their office or utilize their conference room. It's a good thing. But at the same time, I'm actually growing the brand and Surge. You know, I'm looking to add a few things. I don't want to speak about it right now, but I'm looking to add a few things that are going to be, you know, arms of the Surge Realty brand. And it's allowing me now to breathe too, now having an office and being at office space, because I felt guilty because, you know, I was paying this hefty price on rent price that I had to be in the office. So now it's just, I feel like I'm back to having the option to just be wherever I need to be at, meet the agents wherever I need to meet at, and, you know, and then network and be out there and close out deals and continue building relationships.
Do you see yourself having an office this year?
This year in 2026, I do not see that happening. I told myself the next time I do have an office space for Surge Realty, I will be the owner of the building, because it doesn't make sense to lease. And that feeling that I had of someone having the power to tell me that I have to get up and move wasn't a good taste in my mouth. And it's just, I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. If I would have knew, mind you, it was 45 days. They could have told me they were behind rent. So like for me, if I do get an office, it's because we have an HR department, a financing department, property management department. We have other more people that need to be in an office 9 to 5. They have to, and they're under a payroll and they're W-2 employees, and I own the building, then yes, then that's the next time I'll have an office. Other than that, it's like, fine, Wilder, where am I next? The reason why I'm sharing this story is because it is real. It did happen to me. And if it happened to me, it could happen to anyone else. Any entrepreneurs, brokers, team leaders looking to expand and grow, because we all are hungry to grow and we got to provide for our family. And I like to inspire or just share the story like, hey, if you could avoid it or play it right. So this is the reason why I'm sharing this story. And at the same time, if, just know if you're an agent out there, whether you at Surge Realty or an outside agent from another brokerage, that just because we don't have an office doesn't limit us. I have the resources and the budget to get you a chauffeur, get you a chef, and rent out a whole office for the day, and it'll be way cheaper than me paying rent at a place where barely agents show up. So again, if you are interested in Surge Realty, don't let the office stop you. Again, this is becoming a bigger thing. We're having meetings in different builders, model homes throughout the city and even out in the suburbs that are growing. And then also we have relationship with vendors, Sarah Springer, we have, title reps, credit repair persons, lenders, title folks that are willing to let us use their office space if you need it.
So we're about to wrap it up here. They say that you usually end it with a saying. So if you could wrap it up for us, we're done here.
So that is my story, and here is to the next 5 to 10, 20, 50 years of Surge Realty. Goodbye.